The atmosphere is heavy with expectation and anticipation, and bearing the weight of that burden today is a place we know very well indeed. It's Albert Park. The story of the season begins here then with the Australian Grand Prix, and it's time for the first chapter to be written. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. I'm joined today in the commentary box, as I will be throughout this season, by a great racing driver, former F1 competitor, man who was world champion once upon a time as well, and an all-round top chap. It's the one and only Anthony Davidson. And tell me, here we are, first Grand Prix of the season, the first time racing these cars. So what are the big questions that need to be answered here, in your view?
First of all, Crofty, and thanks for the glowing introduction, I just want to say it's a real privilege to be here, and I can't wait to see what this competitive field has in store for us this season. Now, to answer your question, obviously there's the question of performance in race trim, but really this is going to be all about reliability. It's the first Grand Prix of the season, don't forget. You're pushing all your new components to their limits. Formula One cars are full of very sophisticated but also very sensitive technology. So the most important thing today is to get to the end of the race, keep everything in good condition and try to stay out of trouble while you're at it.
Great start to the season. Let's convert this pole into a win.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. It's Mercedes in pole position then, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Bottas, Kvyat, Massa, Alonso and Daniel Ricciardo, Perez, Button, Carlos Sainz and Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Gutierrez, Jolyon Palmer and Marcus Ericsson, Magnussen and Harry Anto, Pascal Wehrlein and Felipe Nasser starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. We see a new name at the top of the championship table as we reach the end of the Grand Prix weekend. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'm giving driver of the day to Rio Harriento. He's pushed and he's found some fantastic performance. He was an absolute pleasure to watch today.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.